Hello, and welcome to Unlocking Your Intuitive Potential and Exploring the Clair senses and somatic practices. My name is Michelle Berry. I'm a Reiki master, Ayurvedic practitioner, yoga teacher, and today we're embarking on a little journey to unlock your intuitive potential by exploring the fascinating realm of Clair senses. So, some of the Clair senses is we have clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairaudience, clairalienance, and we also have clairaugustance. And how somatic practices can enhance your intuitive abilities. According to Vedic sciences, the subtle body consists of several layers or sheaths within its own unique characteristics and functions. These layers we call in yoga and Ayurveda are known as Koshas, which literally means sheath or covering in Sanskrit. The Koshas are conceptual frameworks to use to understand the multidimensional nature of our human existence and consciousness. The 5 Koshas are the Annamaya Kosha, which is our physical sheath or our food body. It's our most noticeable layer. It's literally our food body. It corresponds with the physical body. It's composed of the elements and is responsible for our physical sensations, movements, actions, and the Annamaya Kosha is associated with the gross physical body and is nourished through food and water. Next, we have the Pranamaya Kosha, or our energy sheath. And this Pranamaya Kosha is the layer of the subtle body that is responsible for the flow of prana, or our life force energy. It governs vital functions such as breathing, circulation, metabolism. And this kosha is associated with the breath, our subtle energy channels, known as our nadis. So this is a physical and electric well-being as we go through all the different layers. Our Manomaya Kosha is our mental sheath or our emotional sheath. It's the layer of the subtle body that encompasses our thoughts, our emotions, our mental activities. It's the seat of the mind and responsible for our sensory information and generating our thoughts and feelings. This kosha, Manomaya Kosha, is associated with the faculties of our minds and is influenced by external stimuli and our internal conditioning. Vijnanamaya Kosha, or our wisdom sheath, is the layer of the subtle body that is associated with our higher intelligence, our intuition, and our discernment. It represents the aspect of consciousness that's capable of transcending ordinary perception and accessing deeper levels of insight and understanding. This Vijnanamaya Kosha is associated again with the faculty of wisdom, and it's the bridge between the individual self and universal consciousness. The last one I'm going to talk about today is our Anandamaya Kosha, or our bliss sheath. And this is our innermost layer. And it's the aspect of the subtle body that represents the aspect of our consciousness that is pure bliss and joy. It's the essence of our being and is untouched by suffering or the limitations of our humanness. Annamaya Kosha is associated with the experience of deep peace, contentment, and spiritual fulfillment. You're probably wondering why I'm talking about these koshas in regards to our intuitive process. These 5 koshas are interconnected and interdependent upon each other. And the magnificence of our body, they're both this internal radiation of our subtle body. Literally, through different kinds of photography, our aura can be noticed around us up to a certain amount of feet. I think 3 feet around us or something like that. And so in Reiki, if we're doing any kind of protection or grounding exercise, we're literally creating a protection around our subtle body. And when we get closer to each other, you can feel that. Before you even touch anyone, you can feel the connection that you have with someone else when you're in close proximity. There's many dimensions to that, but just for today's simplicity, you can feel that. And you can feel your subtle body, and you can feel the multidimensional framework of your subtle body. And by understanding and working with the koshas, we can cultivate our holistic well-being and spiritual growth, leading to deeper understanding of our true nature and ultimate reality. Now, how does this interplay with our Clair senses? So, the Clair senses are, a lot of people say, oh, we can't see them, so they're not real. Or how do we explain it to people so that they understand that these senses are real? And the reason that is because of our subtle body. We can actually feel the vibration of something moving through our subtle body and to our physical body before we can physically see it. So our senses are limited to our physicality, but also once we start developing them through our somatic practices, like meditation, mindful movement, we can grow our Clair senses, our sensory experience beyond the physical, beyond the scientific formats of how we form theories when we're in high school or even college today. So the Clair senses are derived from the French word clair, meaning clear. So we experience more clarity and intuitive experiences when our subtle body is clear. And this encompasses a whole spectrum of intuitive abilities. And some people, you can see it when you talk to people. When you're having a casual conversation, someone will literally say, oh, I feel you. I feel that. Or they'll say something like, yeah, I see what you're saying there. So everyone tells us in subtle ways what their Clair sense is, like their strongest Clair sense. And we all have them, and we all have all of them. but some of us just have stronger ones than others. Like someone will say, oh yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I get it. I hear what you're saying. I hear, and they're really hearing between what you're saying, right? Like not only are they physically hearing you, but they're like hearing you so that they feel it in your body. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I know that that's hard. I'm here for you, literally. So when we're encompassing a spectrum of our intuitive abilities that allow us to perceive information beyond the physical realm through the layers of our subtle body, which the yogic and Vedic sciences are so keen on understanding and developing. Each Clair sense corresponds with a different way of receiving intuitive insights. For example, clairvoyance allows us to see beyond the physical realm. Like you will literally see things appear. I used to do this Power of 8 group with people, and with this group of ladies, and we'd have someone in the middle, and we'd be intending for this person, and we'd all have our hands on this person, and at the end we'd do a share. And it's wild how the women in the circle who were able to have this clairvoyance of seeing, they all saw similar images. Maybe not the same images, but someone would say, oh yeah, I saw a mailbox. I saw a check being mailed to you in the mailbox. And someone else would say the same thing, like, oh, I physically saw you getting money. And it's interesting how when we're clear and focused and we're doing these somatic practices to clear out the gunk of our subtle body, how we really can see with clarity beyond the physical realm. We also have clairsentience, which are those that are like, I feel that. Like those are the people who are like, oh, I feel that on the back of my spine. The subtle energies and emotions through the Annamaya Kosha and the Annamaya Kosha, they feel that energy before they see it. And so learning how to trust that feeling is really key for those people with their clarity and their trust, their self-trust and their heart energy. We also have claircognizance, which grants us the innate knowing of information without logical reasoning. Like all of a sudden these people, they're just hanging out and something just comes to them and they're like, I don't know where it came from. You just can't do that. Or if you do that, this will happen. Those are the people that have this amazing gift of clarity of knowing beyond rational thought. And that's also fun and exciting to watch people who can do that. Then we also have the clairaudience, and these people can hear messages from higher realms. And so people are either speaking to them, or there's another way in that, like, oh, I'm hearing this and this is supposed to happen, or I hear you hear something and then an image comes. And so these people have this innate gift of hearing from the higher realms. And then there's clairagustance, which is taste. And not many people develop this clairsentience. It's kind of a weird one, but also, I mean, if you do, you'll be like, it's just like when you smell something that's rotten and you're like, oh, I'm not going to eat that. Like someone who has this clear gustance of the taste will walk into somewhere and they'll be like, this is giving me a bad taste in my mouth. I cannot be a part of this. I need to walk away. Or they'll be somewhere and be like, oh, this is such a sweet, they'll say, oh, this is such a sweet place. Ooh, this is yummy. These yoga teachers, I don't know if you've been in a class where they're like, oh, this feels yummy. I'm like, really? Your yoga pose is that yummy? But whatever. It's also an amazing energetic frequency. And then there's Clair, a lenience. And I don't know if I'm always saying these right, but this enables us to smell the subtle scents associated with spiritual presence. So when something comes into your aura and you're like, this is really sweet. There's like a presence of a goddess here. And this is magical. And, you know, you go and do your prayers at your altar and your meditation. And there's just like a sweet smell to the air, even if you don't have flowers there or you don't have donuts. So that's always a fun one to explore too. Our somatic practices such as yoga, meditation, dancing, and breath work, all these things that are very huge and, you know, more people seem to be waking up to right now. There's a reason for that. And that reason is because as we do these somatic practices and we clear out the gunk in our subtle body, we literally become clear channels of our own intuitive process. We offer powerful tools for, powerful tools for enhancing our intuitive abilities. And by cultivating our awareness of the body and tuning into our heart and tuning into our subtle sensations, we can deepen our connection to our inner wisdom and intuition. So whether you're a beginner or a seasoned practitioner exploring the Clair senses and incorporating somatic practices, even mindful exercises, even Pilates into your daily routine, like clearing out the physical gunk in your body leads to a change in your subtle body. I don't know if you've ever been to a yoga class, but when I first started practicing yoga, like, how old am I? 20 some years ago, 25 years ago, I literally would do yoga and feel so zen, and then I'd be a bitch to everyone because really I didn't have the tools of understanding, like, I'm literally clearing out the different subtle layers of my body, and I didn't have like the meditation practice. I might have had the physical practices, but then I also needed this mind nourishment, this consciousness nourishment, this meditative nourishment to help weed out the other layers of emotional gunk, therapy, you know, all these things, these somatic practices that we go through, journal writing. I didn't have that at the time to develop my meditative practices. And so your practices and your daily routine can lead to profound shifts in your intuitive awareness and personal growth. My online Reiki courses are the perfect place to start with this. And I just want to thank you so much if you watched this whole video in its entirety. Thank you so much for listening to me. Like, share, subscribe to this video on intuitive development. And hopefully I will see you in one of my in-person or online Reiki courses or a one-on-one personal Ayurveda or Jyotish, which in Jyotish I can literally look at your chart and help you weed through some of this gunk, some of the ancestral healing and things that may come up. It's really a great tool. So until next time, may you trust the whispers of your intuition and of your heart. And as you embrace the journey of self-discovery, I wish you well. So the links will be below, and have a blessed day. Thank you.